Shalom, giving all glory, honor, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors are due unto the venerable apostles of the great millstone, along with the elders who rule and teach well. Salutations, peace, love, and blessings to the Bayafta Wadah, which is the house of David, the election. I'm Shamar with the men of Valley, South Carolina camp, and this is going to be a quick World War III update. All right, this is off of RT.com, published Thursday, October 21st, 2021, the year hasting unto the coming of the day of the Lord. And you can see the headline. It says, U.S.'s open door to Ukraine joining NATO military bloc. Putin says, warning West could station rockets under Russia's nose. All right, now this is all going to lead up to, the prophecy, spoken of in Ezekiel's the 38th chapter, all right, where Gog and Magog, okay, aka Russia, comes against, the land of the unwalled villages, man, all right, which is America. Okay, America's out here defenseless. Okay, she's called the land of unwalled villages. Again, that's going into Ezekiel the 38th chapter. Now, if you look at a map, I had a map pulled up. Here we go. And you look at this map right here now. Oh, and another thing that's getting ready to happen, pursuant to Ezekiel the 38th chapter, that old USSR is going to be raised up again, man. All right, that old USSR, that Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, is going to be raised up again. All right, because right now, or actually, that whole union, okay, broke apart in the late 1980s. But between 1989 and 1991, the USSR split apart, and you had Russia, and you had all these Soviet satellites that wanted their independence. All right. And that's also referenced in Ezekiel's the 38th chapter. But if you look up at the top left-hand part of this map, you see where the Ukraine is, right? That's where NATO wants to put missiles, man. Okay, so you gotta know that this is gonna cause, a lot of tension, okay, between the beast and Gog and Magog, all right? And you also have, and again, you have NATO member states like Lithuania, Estonia, Latvia, okay? They're going to wind up leaving NATO. And again, they're going to be pulled back into the USSR, man, all right? Russia's going back to that old USSR superpower, all right, state, man, okay? And they're going to do a work in this earth. All right, the Lord's going to use them to, use them primarily. Now, of course, other nations are going to be, aligned with them. Okay. But Russia's going to do the bulk of the destruction, man. All right. Russia's going to do the bulk of the destruction. NATO is going to have a part in it, too, because if you go into Revelation, the 17th chapter, it talks about the NATO powers, eating her flesh, talking about America eating her flesh, ruining her economically, and then burning her with fire. Okay, so some of America's longest standing allies, all right, are gonna fire nukes on Babylon the Great. All right, countries like Germany, France, okay, etc. All right, but Russia's gonna do the bulk of the damage, man. All right, this is this is coming quickly, man, pursuant to Revelation 11 and verse 14, where it says, behold, the second woe is past, roughly paraphrasing it, and the second woe being World War II, and it says, behold, the third woe coming quickly. That third woe is going into this upcoming World War III. Okay, basically, this will be the war to end all wars, because once the kingdom of heaven is established in righteousness, all right, under Yahweh Shai, King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and King David, and the elect men, all right, there won't be any more war. It says the nations will not learn war anymore. So this is going to be that war to end all of them, man. All right. Let me get right into Ezekiel 38, and Lord willing, edification will come out. Our job as watchmen and the prophets of the Lord, beginning with the elder apostle, the great millstone on down, is to edify the lambs of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Daily edification, bringing this word out daily, and now more than ever, okay, seeing as how we're so close to the end, You know, really only a couple more prophecies have to be fulfilled before the Lord returns with power and great glory. What do we have to go through? We have to go through Jacob's trouble. You know, we have to go through the famine of hearing the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. We have to Esau has to implement, all right, the charagma on a global scale, and then World War III, and then the Lord's coming back, man. So we're at the very end, man. You know, we in the last seconds, all right, of Esau's reign of terror on the earth, okay? And when the Lord comes back, all right, the first ones who are going to go into slavery are these Jewish international banking families, all right? You know, the Dukes of Edom, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds. It says in Ezekiel's, the 39th chapter, they're going to be men of continual employment. They're going right into slavery, okay? They're going to survive the destruction only to be drug out of their bunkers, okay? Drug out of their mountaintop chalets and castles, all right? And go right into slavery, man. All right? So that's what's coming, man. All right? That is what's coming. So let's get it. In Ezekiel 38:1, it says, "And the word of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him." So we ain't cheerleading for Vladimir Putin. You know, we ain't on the side of the Russians, okay? We just understand that the Lord is going to use them to do a mighty work in the earth. The Lord is against the Russians, because the Russians is just, they Edomites, man. You know, they're a different strand, if you will, of Edom, but they Edomites. So the Lord's just using them again to do His will. All right. It says, verse 3, "And say, Thus saith the Lord, Most High Power, Yahweh, behold, I'm against thee." See, the Lord is against Gog and Magog. It says, "O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back," verse 4, "and put hooks into thy jaws." Again, let's go back to this map. And you see there, for example, you got Estonia up there, Lithuania, okay, Latvia. Those are current NATO members. They're going to be pulled back into, again, the USSR, man. It says, "And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords." And primarily the swords is going into the nukes, man, to the ICBMs, to the intercontinental ballistic missiles. Okay, verse 5 says, "Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet." That's right, man. Persia, which is modern day Iran. Okay, Ethiopia, Libya. All right. It says then, verse 6 says, "Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togomar of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee." And that's going into Turkey. Okay, because you best believe Turkey is going to align themselves or ally them. So they're already Russia's allies, because Russia's selling them S-400 missile defense systems. Okay, so on paper, hold on real quick. I mentioned Gomer. On paper, let's see, Turkey. On paper, Turkey is if I'm not mistaken, yeah, they still are. I just wanted to be sure. I'm pretty sure they were. But, on paper, Turkey is currently a member of the EU. Okay, but, once again, Turkey is going to come alongside of, Russia, Iran, and these other nations to destroy Babylon the Great, man. So let's go back to the article. Slovakia. There we go. All right, just wanted to bring that out because, like I said, that alliance between Turkey and NATO is just on paper at this point. Turkey's with Russia. All right. It says, let me read verse 6 again. It says, Gomer, Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 6, and all his bands, the house of Togomar of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, verse 7, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee. So it's like, and be thou a guard unto them. So, yeah, they're acting as a guard. They're acting as a guard to Venezuela because they got S-400s in Venezuela. They're acting as a guard to Syria, okay, with the S-400s, and they're in Syria, okay. They're acting as a guard unto Turkey with the S-400s. Same thing with Iran, okay. So yeah, man, hey, this thing is about to go down, man. This thing is about to go down. I'm thinking I'm gonna stop it there and end it off in the book of Romans, because we way past the time, you know, to wake out of sleep. You know, a lot of our people, which, you know, the Lord's people, right, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, and Israelite foreigners, you know, are still spiritual stillborns, man. You know, they dead. They in a drunken, spiritual, comatose, man. All right. But now, I mean, we so close to this thing going down, man. You know, they openly talking about nuclear war on mainstream media. All right. I mean, they openly talking about it. You know, they actually having discussions, man. These talking heads on these, you know, as the brother you call likes to say, on these fluff news networks, they're actually talking about nuclear war. So this is going to come to pass, man. What does the scripture say? Lo, it will come. You know, what is that? Ezekiel the 33rd chapter. Lo, it will come. And then when it comes, that's when you're going to know that you was amongst a prophet, man. You know, you Jakes need to wake up, man. You know, and we know, you know, pursuant to the prophecy, only a remnant is going to come back to Yahweh by Shamar Shai, you know, beginning with the first fruits of salvation, 144,000, you know, the men of the Lord, his servants, the prophets. But anyway, Romans chapter 13 and verse 11, and it reads, in that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. That's right, man. Some of us came in 7 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Hey, now salvation is nearer than when we first came in, man. When we first believed this gospel. All right, it says, the night is far spent, verse 12. The day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envy. But put ye on the Lord Yahshua Mashiach, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. Because we're supposed to deny our flesh, man. Now more than ever. You know, we're supposed to deny the lust of our eyes, the lust of the flesh, you know, and abhor the pride of life, man. You know. It's time to you know, really, it's been this time, but it's really time now to, you know, to buckle down in the spirit, you know. And again, it's time for you, you know, you Jakes out here who are, you know, who are only, you know, content to fuck around. You know, it's time for you to get right, man. All right, before you're destroyed. All right, Lord willing, I don't want to write this out. You edify through the spirit. With that, I don't want to say shalom.